was hoping to speak to you before you went away. Never mind, I'll speak to you when you get back. Bye. Oh, I've just been trying to ring your dad's mobile. I was hoping to speak to him before he left for his holiday.
Oh, my mum made him switch it off. She was taking advantage of him. Making him work so late last night, you know, the club.
Oh, well, we really needed him to finish the job off.
Well, if it's important, you might catch him at home before they leave for the airport.
No, I'll leave it till he gets back. It's really not all that important.
Missing him already?
No, I was just...
I could tell right away you were thinking about...
Just imagining things.
So, you going to tell me what you got up to last night, or what?
Clue what you're on about.
Oh, yeah, look at you. You know how to keep a straight face.
Just in a good mood, that's all. There's nothing wrong with being happy, is there?
Well, it's nice to see you two have got something to laugh about. We're only 2 weeks away from the club opening, and the fitters have just called to say that they won't be finishing the job now, thanks to you.
Well, what's happened now?
Oh, so you haven't mentioned about intimidating Alec George, then? I just didn't want him to rip us off. Yeah, we're going to have to spend a fortune bringing in another company to finish it all off now.
Well, maybe we can find somebody who'll do it at a reasonable rate.
Like who? Greg? Sorry, but your nice and shining arm can't help out this time. We need another big company. And if we do manage to get one in, we're going to have to pay them well over the odds.
Well, there's no need to take it out on me.
Oh, isn't there? Susanna, I'm absolutely shattered because I spent all last night running your restaurant for you, while you were out playing happy families with your sister and the kids.
You didn't have to agree to help me out.
Yeah, well, I wish I hadn't now. Like, I wish you'd have thought through the consequences before you went steaming and threatening people. Lindsay, we used penalty clauses to make sure workmen get the job done on time. Not me said bouncers. But I can see if I can sort out all this mess.
Ron, while you're there, will you get me a couple of pairs of hiking socks, size 6?
What's wrong with the ones you got?
They're nearly worn through. Don't worry, I'll give you the money back.
Make sure you do and all.
Look, if you can't do it, then fine. I'll just have to find someone who can. Oh, don't worry, I will.
Everything okay, love?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was miles away then. Hey, how's married life?
Oh, great, thanks.
So you coping with living with my dad then?
We're getting on great. Hey, how did your holiday go?
Oh, we had a great time. Just feels like it was ages ago now, though. Hey, did you think from the hospital while I was away?
Yeah, they've given me the final okay.
Oh, hey, that's brilliant news. I'm made up for you.
I've just got to go back in 12 months for a checkup, but they're confident everything will be fine.
You must be relieved, though.
Oh, I am. But not as much as your father. He was more worried than I was. We're off on our rambling holiday, so we can really enjoy it now without that to worry about.
Oh, a belated honeymoon, eh? Where'd it off?
Derbyshire, round the Peak District. It's lovely. Have you ever been?
Nope.
I don't know. Your generation are always jetting off here, there and everywhere, yet most of you haven't even seen this country.
Hey, I quite happily go anywhere right now.
You've just come back off holiday? See you later, love. And don't be letting your work get on top of you.
See ya. Hiya.
So, what's the latest crisis then?
Oh, don't ask. Just give us another one of those.
I got the photos from the holiday. Come in the office and I'll load them up.
What's wrong with sticking your photos in the chemist?
Luddite.
Listen, I really haven't got time, honestly.
Oh, well, I'll have to ball Katie with them. We can have a laugh at the ones of you topless.
You better be joking.
Once I've loaded them onto my PC, then Victoria can put them on a website for me.
You what?
People are complaining that the jacuzzi's a bit cold.
It's a hard life, isn't it?
Too right.
Yeah, well, some of us got real problems, like me having to put up with our Jason while my mum and dad's are on holiday.
Yeah, well, rather you than me. Look, Nick, have you given any more thought to the crashing, man?
I haven't said anything if that's what you're worried about.
Oh, look, I'm sorry for getting you involved, but there was no way I was owning up to that Ryan.
I know, but
But his insurance will pay for everything.
I'm not bothered about him. Seen my head up in one of the Musgroves house. Just the thought having to lie to the police.
Yeah, but you won't have to now. I haven't heard anything for a while, so hopefully it's all over.
I hope so. I suppose I just have to live with it on my conscience, won't I?
Thanks.
Right, better go check on the jacuzzi.
Like, you know, we think we live in a violent society. Yeah. Well, a few centuries ago, it was 100 times worse, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, say, mugging. Well, nowadays, you get some poor old biddy, gets bashed over the head and has a purse pinched, yeah? Well, say, in the 1600s, right, cutthroats would kill for a silk hanky. Would you believe that? I mean, I was reading the other day that they even had highway women. Molly Cutpurse, she was one. Terrorised the country.
How? By boring them to death with the tales of incest and tapestries. You've heard of the Millennium Bug. Well, here's the Millennium Bug.
That's nice, isn't it?
Good afternoon.
Oh, hello, Mr. One. Jimmy was just telling us about that Molly Catflap, you know, the highway woman. You never heard of her?
Cutpurse. Yes, oh yes, the roaring woman herself. Died of dropsy, you know.
She did, you're right. See, not everyone's ignorant.
Well, I'd love to chat, but I'm afraid I'm here in my official capacity. Although I may have one of your delicious steak and kidney puddings. No. No, on second thoughts, I'll pop to that nice bar next door, have one of the continental rolls. Could we... Yeah.
What's he after?
Oh, it's just a routine visit, you know. All right, Kate.
Hi, Kate.
Yeah.
What can I get you?
Here's something quick to Nathan, who's starving. Steak and kidney pie and chips.
What, for Lord Snooty?
Oh, he said he wanted something pronto.
Coming up.
Summons.
I'm afraid so. The breaches of hygiene guidelines were too severe. There was no alternative.
So what now?
All the information you need is in there.
This isn't fair, you know. It was an accident. A one-off. Wasn't even my fault.
But it was your employees. I am sorry, Mr. Johnson. Goodbye, Mr. Sweeney. And thanks again for all your sterling work at the hospital fete. You really took everything we could throw at you.
All right. Very good. Well?
I'm in court in 4 weeks.
God, Mick, I'm sorry, mate. You know that, don't you?
I'll take it round the solicitors and sort something out. Look, don't mention this to anyone. The less people know, the better. Or this will ruin my business.
Look, I know it's a bit short notice, but we've been let down by another firm. How much? Look, I know we said that we're desperate, but we're not that desperate. Not yet, anyway. Nikki, could you see to these membership applications for us? I haven't had a chance to do them yet.
She waited all hours last night as well.
Pretty late, yeah. I was covering for Suzanne on the restaurant.
Oh, she bought your fun as well. Katrina planned to go out, but she had to stay in and look after Susanna's kids for her. Oh, she was totally fed up.
Oh, Katrina had the kids, did she?
Yeah, oh, she reckons Susanna had a hot date or something.
Yeah, well, I was running around like a mad woman in that restaurant.
Oh, it'll be worth it when the club is fully open and this place is a big success though, won't it?
That's if we ever managed to get it all finished.
Oh, things must be really behind if you needed me dad to work late last night as well.
What?
Oh, sorry, is no one supposed to know about the delays?
Yeah, that's right. I'd prefer if it was kept quiet. So, did your dad tell you exactly what he was working on?
Oh, no, he knows it just bore us some. I haven't got him into any trouble, have I?
No, of course not.
Right, well, I'll go and get my work done then. See you later.
See ya.
Yes, I would have loved to have been present at such an historic moment. We won't see the likes again on these shores until 2088.
Really? Yes.
Well, it's not as if there's a total eclipse of the sun every decade, you know.
So do you fancy having your stones read, Mr. M?
Not on an empty stomach. Thank you, Matthew. No, I'll have some lunch, and I'll be ready for your revelations.
Well, not mine, Mr. M. The stones.
Yes. They're from a sacred Welsh mountain, you see.
That's right, secret location.
Strange, they look more like what those in the building trade refer to as aggregate. Well, obviously that's all part of the magic. Right, I'll speak to you presently then.
It's hot, man.
I'm sorry, but you were starving and I just thought it'd be better than a sandwich.
Yeah, well, the office is going to stink of this stuff all day.
Shall I go and get you something from Barbrucki then?
No, I'd probably be dead before you got back.
All right, Casey.
Hey, Rick. What's this after sale service?
Nathan's really getting stuck into your pie and chips in there.
All right. Look, I need to see someone about this.
Environmental health?
Yeah, I've got to appear in 4 weeks, selling unfit food.
Well, if you leave it with me, I'll find out who's best suited to deal with it and I'll get back to you. I need to take a copy of this, OK?
Yeah, sure. Listen, Katie, I'd appreciate it if only those that need to know told about this, OK?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hi. That's great pie. It's really tasty.
Thanks. Cheers, Katie.
What did he want?
The chippy's being done for selling food that's unfit for consumption. Something about the pies.
Well, they're great. Could you post them for us and I'll keep an eye on things here?
Hi, Jack. Any news from the fitters?
You're joking, aren't you? The cheapest up to now was asking 3 times what we were paying originally.
Oh, right.
Anyway, I don't know why I'm tearing me out trying to find someone to finish it all off. Should just let you sort it out. Maybe you and your personal guards could frighten someone to taking the job on.
You're not going to let this drop, are you?
Oh, well, let's just forget about it then, eh? I mean, it could jeopardise everything, even put us out of business, but so what?
What else do you want me to do, Jack? You've already said I'm sorry.
Well, that makes everything okay then.
Oh, I'm going.
Wait there a minute. Do you know where Susanna was last night?
Yeah, she had her sisters with the kids.
No, she wasn't. I know for a fact that Katrina had Harry and Emma, so why would Susanna lie to me?
How am I supposed to know?
Look, I'm getting fed up of being the last person to find out everything now and here, so come on.
Well, you know she's been seeing someone.
Oh, yeah, she did mention something, but what's with all the secrecy? It's not Greg Shadwick. I know he thought her dad was working till all hours. And why Susanna lied to me. I'll wait till I speak to her. She's got a lot of explaining to do.
So you're gonna have a go then, sir?
Well, I might do. If you can convince me it's not a rip-off.
Of course it isn't. Ask Mr. Moore if you don't believe us.
Been getting much interest then?
Yeah, but there's a lot of sceptics around. Unbelievers.
So, what's the future hold for our Mick then? Is he in trouble with you, not a what?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I couldn't possibly discuss such matters with you.
Go on, you can tell me. I used to work in there.
Then you'll understand the importance of confidentiality.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Oh, aye. Dicko on the warpath. Hey, your stone should have predicted that. See ya.
Who said you could set up here?
It's a free country.
Oh, is it? But it's not free for those of us who pay rent and rates on this parade. So there's no way you pair of barn pots are going to start flogging your dodgy swag here.
We're not flogging anything. We're reading the Stones of Shad. We're predicting people's future. And you're not in charge anyway, so you can't tell us what to do.
I'll think you find my door to this, though.
Do you know, you losing your temper like this could have something to do with today's total eclipse. I mean, it's all millennium linked.
How do you mean?
Our civilization is approaching a major milestone, Mr. Dixon. And at times such as these, well, the inquisitive minds are often prone to searching for the answers to the unknown.
Oh, really? So you reckon that these two, charging people to throw bits of gravel onto a kitchen table, has got something to do with the movement of the Earth and the Sun? Pull the other one, will you?
Hey, don't knock what you don't understand.
And don't you be so hard-faced.
Actually, Christopher has made a salient point there.
Have I?
No one really understands the phenomena of the millennium. A lot of people insist the next century doesn't even begin until 2001. Even committed Christians like myself know that it isn't actually the 2000th anniversary of Christ's birth.
How do you mean?
Oh, the accurate date would have been sometime in the autumn of 1993.
How do you work that one out?
Well, it all stems from a mistake in the calculations made by a 6th century monk called Dionysius.
Well, her mobile's switched off. She's not in the restaurant and there's no answer at the house. Do you know what? I feel like going round there and waiting for her.
Maybe it's best if you don't get in touch with her. Just give yourself a chance to calm down.
Lindsay, I don't want to calm down. I want her to know exactly what I think of her.
Doesn't look good. You're giving your custom to the opposition.
I'm really not in the mood for all the hassle of the restaurant. I thought I'd go missing for a while.
One of those days.
Oh, it started okay, but it suddenly started going downhill. No, I'm just feeling a bit sorry for myself, that's all.
The best thing for that is to go and spend some money on yourself.
Retail therapy.
Works every time.
You see, I think people these days, they worship technology. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm as partial as the next man to a few hours surfing the net, but well, sometimes people, they just get too carried away with it all. They forget the really important things in life.
Yeah, I've never been too keen on all this computer business myself. You know, intermail and whatnot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was brought up in the white heat of technology age, but I still can't understand all this digital lark. I mean, people go on about it far too much, don't they? They're obsessed.
Well, it's all going to change, Mr. Dixon.
Really?
Millennium Bug.
You know, I've heard people going on about that.
But they're not telling the whole story.
No?
No. If they did, it would cause mass panic. Do you know why there are so many computer experts moving out of the cities, setting up these self-sufficient homes in the countryside?
No, go ahead.
Have a look at these articles I've been saving. They may open your eyes a little.
999 service.
Could be altered by Y2K. Not just the end of the century, Mr. Dixon. Could be the end of a whole lot more besides.
Things aren't that bad, are they?
Might be for you, son. I'm facing ruin here. I mean, imagine how the customers are going to think when they hear about me in court.
Do they need to know?
How long does something stay a secret round here? Anyway, after I've been in court, I'll probably make the local papers.
Yeah, well, if you tell everyone that it was my fault, maybe you won't get the blame.
It doesn't matter whose fault it was, sin. Business has been bad since this food poisoning scare. Once the news gets around that the chippy's in trouble for selling dodgy gear, and the people go somewhere else. And there's nothing you, me, or anyone else can do about it.
Hey, this is really scary. How come all this stuff about power cuts and food shortages hasn't been on the news?
The powers that be have got their heads buried in the sand. I mean, they're not just fooling the public, they are fooling themselves over the dangers and how unprepared they are for it all.
Yeah, but planes falling out of the skies, missiles going off left, right and centre. We could all be blown to bits if we don't die at first.
Well, actually, I mean, that's not quite the picture. It's more to do with the loss of support systems, the collapse of integrated computer systems. But it still doesn't make very pleasant reading, does it?
You're telling me it doesn't?
Starting to wonder where you've got to. What are you doing?
Having my eyes well and truly opened.
Hey?
All this Millennium Bug stuff, we're being kept in the dark, you know.
Oh, you don't want to listen to all that nonsense. They've got it all under control.
That's what they want you to think.
Our Megan was going on about this ages ago. She's been putting computers right for a few years now. All the big companies are well prepared.
How is that right? Well, I tell you what. After reading that little lot, I'm going to make sure that we are.
It's wise to be prepared.
So my future's got something to do with a flying saucer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, it could be a sombrero.
Listen, soft Ollies. Unless I'm suddenly abducted by Mexican aliens, that means that you two have just ripped me off.
Don't get me started on UFOs or I'll get no work done today. Yeah, talking of which, I better make a move. Keep up the good work. I'll see you soon.
So can't your stones tell me anything useful? Like where me wife is?
They don't do missing persons. But I think the stones are telling us to pack up and get off. Why? We're doing all right here.
Well, I think for once, your stones are right.
What do you think you're doing?
We're going now.
Yeah, I'll make sure I don't see you here again, okay?
Oh, you won't. The stones have foretold it.
You what?
I think what he means is he knows where they're not wanted.
What are you doing, Jackie? You're meant to be in charge of the parade. Can't have divvies like that hanging around. It'll put people off coming into the club.
Well, in case you and Susanna hadn't noticed, I've been a little bit preoccupied today.
Everything okay with the three amigos?
No, not really.
Listen, you haven't seen your mother, have you? I thought she was working today.
Oh, she's gone to the hospital to see about the voluntary work.
Oh, right. She never mentioned it.
I bet she did, but you weren't listening, probably. Hey, do you fancy a coffee? I think we need one of our father-daughter chats.
Yeah, go on. You supply the drinks, I'll supply the wisdom.
Have you got a few minutes? I need a shoulder to scream on.
What's up now?
I can't believe that's Susanna.
What?
After everything we've been through together, she dropped me in it just so she could have it off with him.
With who?
Craig Shadwick, they've been carrying on together.
Greg and Susanna? Are you sure?
Oh, yeah. Oh, but she didn't tell me herself. She obviously doesn't trust me enough. I had to force it out of her best mate, Lindsay.
After all she went through with Max, now she's having an affair with a married man. I do not believe it.
Well, I obviously don't know her as well as I thought I did.
What's this, a gossip flash?
No, just my partner's letting me down as usual.
So who's been carrying on with someone they shouldn't be?
Susanna. Do you know, the more I think about it, the more it seems like it's been staring me in the face. I can't believe that I didn't notice.
You've probably been that busy, you missed the signs.
Well, it happens all the time when colleagues have affairs. You know, 2 solicitors I was working alongside in the Chester office ran it for ages before I found out.
Yeah, but this is different. I should be able to trust Susanna. I mean, she's not just a colleague, she's my friend as well.
When it comes to affairs, trust and friendship are usually the first casualties.
Yeah, well, I just feel like she's really let me down.
Don't take it so personally. It's not about you. Come sit down, I'll make us a coffee.
You going to be okay? Yeah, I better go now. I'll leave you in the capable hands of Councillor Katie. I'll call you later.
I was just trying to do what's best for the club. I just think Jackie's overreacted, that's all.
Well, it looks like Jackie might be right on this one. Taking in the heavy mob didn't exactly get the right results, did it?
Yeah, well, I just didn't want them to take us for mugs.
Love. The people who run these building companies aren't a soft touch, you know. Just glad you didn't go in there waving your gun around. I mean, you didn't, did you?
No, what do you think I am?
A modern-day Molly Cutpurse. The Millennium Club's highwaywoman.
Yeah, well, I've heard all the Ma Baker jokes, but I don't care. I'll do what's necessary to get what I want.
You would have backfired on you this time, didn't it? And next time it could be worse, so just be careful with you. Sometimes, love, it is better to use your brains first instead of just storming in there. Otherwise, you end up in the kind of mess you're in now.
You mean I should have played it the way Jackie Dixon would have?
I'm only telling you what you already know.
Oh, and while we're talking about advice, don't you think you should be spending less time in Tapestry Land and paying more attention to my mother? I mean, she's really excited about this hospital stuff. But as usual, you're so wrapped up in yourself and your own work.
Come on, that's not fair.
Well, so you're trying to say things are good between you two at the moment?
Well...
So good. You didn't even know she was at the hospital today.
All right. Point taken.
It's a first, isn't it? Me and you admitting we're wrong.
Yeah, well, I didn't quite hear your admission. Cheers.
I just feel so frustrated. After all this time, all the hassle. We're a few weeks away from the club opening and I've got Lindsay running around doing a godmother impersonation while Susanna's lying to me and making me feel about that big.
They're in the wrong. Just make sure you let them know how you feel.
When you think they'd be bothered, they're so wrapped up in themselves and not worried about me running around after them trying to sort out all the mess. I just don't know if I can handle it anymore.
You can.
I dread to think what they'll get up to next. I mean, I don't want to be spending all my time and energy worrying about them.
You shouldn't have to.
How can I trust either of them anymore?
You're going to have to, if all this is going to work.
But is it? The more time that goes on, the more I wonder what I've landed myself with. God knows what's going to happen next. I mean, if you're not out threatening builders, you're sleeping with them.
It's about our Luke. I've got something to tell you.
I'll call you when I can, okay?
Never.
Come on.
Please, not again.
Let's get off. There's a bad smell about the place.
But if you're such an authority on my life, go on, tell me.
How to put a 90s twist onto a 60s look next on 4 when She's Got to Have It gets that summer of love feeling.